Please pray for our deputies and firefighters that are out there. We have a situation going on right now.
Palm Coast Mayor Mike Norris at yesterday's meeting talking about a Palm Coast Fire Police member who was seriously injured in a secondary crash while responding to an initial accident yesterday afternoon. At 4:57 p.m., the Palm Coast Fire Department responded to a collision involving a vehicle and a motorized scooter at the intersection of Seminole Woods Parkway and Sesame Drive. As fire police directed traffic around the crash site, one member was struck by a passing vehicle. The injured fire police member sustained serious injuries, including a loss of consciousness, and was declared a trauma alert. They were airlifted to Halifax Health Hospital in Daytona Beach by Flagler County Fire Rescue's Fireflight helicopter. Toward the end of last night's City Council meeting, Acting City Manager Lauren Johnston had an update on the situation.
Our fire police officer has had significant injuries and is far from out of the woods, but he is awake and alert and talking with our team.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Wednesday, January 8th. Time for the Flagler County Legislative Delegation Meeting.
An organizational meeting and general legislative public hearing is being held today from 1 to 3 o'clock in the Flagler County Commission chambers. State Senator Tom Leake will be in attendance.
I'm really looking forward to the Flagler County delegation meeting. The delegation consists of, I think, just me and Sam Greco. So one senator and one representative, and we'll sit down. It's a great opportunity for the constituents of Flagler County, quite frankly, the municipalities and the county government to come forward and tell us what's important to them, what's important to the people of Flagler County, and how can the legislature help.
Another purpose of the meeting is to elect a chair and vice chair of the Flagler County delegation, in addition to taking public testimony on legislative issues, appropriations, and local bills. The meeting is open to the public and will be held this afternoon in the Government Services Building on Moody Boulevard in Bunnell. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
I've got physicians coming out now who can't cut the mustard. I mean, they really can't do it, and they want to work 9 to 5, and getting them to answer a phone call after hours is impossible.
Local doctors are diagnosing the ills of the healthcare industry.
Appearing on the Friday Free for All, Dr. Scott Cleo said the insurance companies have made it so hard to do business that many doctors avoid opening their own practice.
Some of these doctors now, there's a whole industry that is built up regarding billing. I mean, coding, the insurance companies make it harder and harder for you to get paid. So you now have to pay somebody to do your billing and your coding for you, right? So that you can actually maintain a practice. So that's another expense.
Dr. Cleo says many of the current problems with the healthcare industry start in medical school.
Some of the emphasis in medical school on the front end isn't on ability anymore. This DEI has become very prevalent as part of the criteria for admissions to medical school. And I can tell you personally, when I started getting sequential newsletters, we got a quarterly newsletter from Andrew and I's alma mater, when they were bragging about the diversity of their medical school class, I stopped giving them money, okay? Because I'm tired of the DEI. We affectionately refer to it as didn't earn it, right? So, DEI didn't earn it. So, I'm sorry, but in healthcare, I want the people. I don't care what their sex is, what they look like. As long as you're qualified to be there, I'm 100% on board with it.
Dr. Andrea Cleo says, meanwhile, qualified medical school candidates are left out.
We have our children's friends who've phenomenal scores on MCATs, volunteered, done research, great people. We grew up with these kids, great personalities, and they can't get into med school.
You can hear The Doctors Are In Sunday mornings at 8:30 on WNZF. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Daryl Moody.
In other news, last night, the Palm Coast City Council unanimously decided that short-term rental occupancy will be capped at 10 people, excluding children under the age of 3. If homeowners are present while vacationers are staying, they will count towards the 10-person limit. The decision, effective March 3rd, impacts approximately 300 short-term rental properties within city limits. The ordinance was finalized after months of debate and 2 official readings. And finally, the Sheltering Tree will keep its doors open tonight and tomorrow night in response to continued cold overnight temperatures, expected to hover in the mid-30s. Located at the Rock Transformation Center, formerly Church on the Rock, the shelter is open to both homeless individuals and anyone lacking adequate heating. And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.